They have to. I'm a work in progress. That's what it's all about, being a work in progress. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Alive. All right. Mo said, hello, family. Hey, Mo. Hey, Gwen. Thank y'all for checking in. We are getting started. Thank y'all for tapping the screen. So today we are here with my family, Ty. And the history with me and Ty is we like really family. Like we not blood family, but we're family. Because we really literally grew up together, like same house type shit. So today I want to thank him for coming because I'm going to share with them that he just had a loss in his family. So his grandma just passed away. So we didn't even know if he was going to come or not. So I was going to be very flexible with him because we didn't know what it was. So I really appreciate him and thank him for still coming. Like, because he didn't have to. So I appreciate it. So much love for that.
I appreciate you having me. And I want to start by saying, for all the people who, showed me love and the outpour of love and support that they showed me and my family, man, I want to thank y'all personally. I know I ain't get back to everybody individually, but I will. I will take a day to get back to everybody individually. So I want to thank y'all, I want to thank Tahnia for having me. Like she said, we family. And, I'm riding for family.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm here.
I appreciate it. So we are going to jump into everything. So we just basically going to go and we're going to talk about Ty, like where he came from, where he been, where he's going, everything. So we want to jump off by starting by talking about childhood and what was your. Well, first let's just have just a general picture of who you are. Like if I was to say who is Ty, like what would you say to describe yourself?
Well, I would say that I'm very motivated now. I'm very loyal to those who mean a whole lot to me. Characteristic mean everything. And I try to always have a good character. So, and lead by example.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's who I am.
Yeah.
As far as my childhood, born and raised Philadelphia, uptown boy. You already know.
Y'all gotta give it up for Uptown. Always give it up for Uptown because Uptown is the best part of the city if you didn't know, but I'm sorry.
Yeah. And another reason why I made sure I came is because, my grandma, I knew we was going to talk about my upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
My grandma, my grandpa, they took me and my siblings in,
yeah.
And they raised us.
Mm-hmm.
And then just losing her just 2 days ago, it was like, I'm going through it, but, I got a good support system.
Mm-hmm.
And, coming up, I'm the oldest of 6 kids that my mom had. Then I got other brothers and sisters. We got different mothers, but, I'm close with them also.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm close with my family on both sides. My mother's side of the family and my dad's side of the family. They always been there for me. They always supported me. And, just coming up, I was athletic. I'm a West Oak Wildcat Hall of Fame, if y'all didn't know.
You was on the Wildcats?
Everybody know. Basketball, football, and track.
Damn.
So, I came up playing sports.
Mm-hmm.
And also getting in trouble. So, my grandma and my grandpa, they did the best they could. But I was hard-headed. I thought I knew it all. And with that, I turned to the streets at an early age. Petty crimes, and just trying to be around the older guys who was getting some money. I wanted that lifestyle because my grandma and grandpa did the best that they could, but it was other things that I seen out in the streets that I wanted. So, I began to chase that, And while I was chasing that, I got myself in a whole lot of trouble. So, and which led me to, going to prison, going upstate for a few years for, a violent crime. And when I got that time, it was like I didn't learn nothing because they got a smack on the wrist. Mm-hmm. So when I came home, I thought I was straightened out with one of my...
Well, let's take a second. So how old were you the first time that you were like locked up and did a little bit of time?
Oh, all right. I was 19, but I never got locked up as a juvenile. I always got away with the crimes.
Well, that's a smart criminal. You supposed don't commit crimes. Do not commit crimes. Don't.
I had homies who was going to juvenile facilities.
Right.
But I never, experienced that, and thank God I didn't experience that.
Right.
So, but I did get caught at the age of 19.
So you feel like if maybe you would have done time or something would have been different when you were younger, it would have kind of deterred you from doing things when you were older?
Yes, and that could be, something that I do look at and be like, damn, I would have got caught a little earlier, or, I wasn't no bad kid. I was like, all the adults, they used to talk to me, and they used to go in one ear out the other. Again, I used to think I know it all. I thought I had all the answers. So with that being said, it was like I had to find out for myself.
I was going to say that because I'm like, you have a big family, and y'all, from everything I always remember, was a tight-knit family. Like, I mean, there was things, like, with any family. It was always things, but that's everywhere. But you got, like, uncles, and like you said, your grandpa was stern.
He was a police officer.
He was stern. I remembered it. Like, not that I got in trouble, but he was stern.
Yeah, he ain't really play that with us. And like I said, I was just hard-headed. I stayed on punishment. as a child. And it came to fruition. But one year, I was on punishment so much that for Halloween, they got me a jailbird costume.
You wore it?
I wore it. I was on punishment so much.
Right.
Even when I was on punishment, I was sneaking out the window to go to my basketball games or my football games. And I said, I deal with the consequences when I get back. So
how old was you when you was like, I deal with the consequences?
I was probably like 13, 14.
That's crazy to be like that at 13 or 14. Like, I'm going to do what I want and I'm going to just deal with the consequences.
Yeah, I deal with it because I wanted to because I was really into sports. Mm-hmm. And I was good at sports. So it was like, man, I got to get to practice.
So you felt like when you played sports, it was like a release from things, or like what did sports do for you as a child?
Sports kept me out of trouble. When I was like really playing sports, whether it was the Wildcats or when I played ball for King, like that was probably when I played ball for King, that was probably the only time I made honor roll. But as soon as the season was over, I was back to cutting class and smoking weed on Walnut Lane or Haynes Street or wherever.
Right.
At my man Shy crib, like, we always hooky. Try to get the girls to come over. Like, we just, fast for our age. Mm-hmm. And like I said, but when I'm playing sports, I wasn't doing none of that. I was, like, focused, like.
Yeah, that was your lane.
Yeah, because I was really good. And, even being around some of the older guys, they always played ball. So, I was trying to follow them.
So what did that look like? Because in one token, it's like you had the older guys motivating you to like play sports and do positive things. And then as you mentioned earlier, like you had the older guys that you wanted to like basically mimic and be in the street.
Because at the basketball games, you got to get dressed, whether you going out somewhere. And everybody got, back then it was U's and Guess and Polo games.
Yes.
And I couldn't afford that.
Right.
So it was like, I got to find a way to get some money. They wearing all the newest sneaks. I can't keep on wearing the same sneaks to school. My Jones all dog. Because I didn't play basketball in my sneaks. Now it's time to go out. I got to wear the same sneakers.
Right.
So it was like, and the misconception is everybody think because you live uptown, you got that green grass. Mm-hmm. It's all good. No. Mm-hmm. I stood in the welfare lines.
Right. And the 3-2 center on all guys me too.
So like, I ain't always have it good.
Right.
My grandma and grandpa, they did the best that they could do. But they was taking care of their own kids and my five other siblings,
Okay.
including and myself. So they was on a fixed income.
Right.
So it was like they could only do but so much.
Right.
I was going to Payless while everybody else was going to City Blue and Foot Locker. So then you come outside, and I always been like a little popular, and love around the way. So it was like you getting busted on, you get tired of that.
Yeah. Wait. So did you get in any fights because of that?
Yeah, I always that's why I learned how to.
This is a fighting ass family too. Let me just say that.
See, I learned how to fight.
Okay.
Yeah, I learned how to fight in my man Donnie and Fred and them garage. We used to fight with the kitchen mitts. And we go down there, but we was staying out of trouble. We was, we call it sanctioned boxing matches. But that's why I learned how to fight. And my man, I must say, I was just talking about this the other day. Them whippings I took from my man Joe Cool, Benny Basil, like I ain't never been hit that hard. I was going home with black eyes, but it sharpened me up.
Right.
And if you from Uptown, I know you know Lines. I boxed him one time. He put the mittens on me. But I was just determined after that, like let's get it. Let's get it. So when I'm fighting other guys, we gotta fight other neighborhoods or we fighting in school. I'm like, they don't hit hard as they hit. Or they ain't sharp as them.
Right.
So it was like, and I'm with whatever. Cause back then it wasn't really about no guns.
It wasn't.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you go to a party, a house party somewhere, and you gonna fight. You gonna fight in another neighborhood because you trying to get at their girls.
Right.
So
and everybody was definitely trying to get at y'all girls because we Uptown, they love us.
You already know. And then, like you said, when other guys come from other neighborhoods, like
y'all do not be having that.
Like we can't go nowhere and get y'all
Y'all
not coming
taking
over
ours
at all.
Exactly. So back to the old heads. So the old heads that was in the street, like, did they kind of say like? Cause I know with some old heads it's just thrillers like, no, this ain't for you, like, you know what I mean?
No,
go to school, do that. Like, what was that?
No, they didn't encourage it.
Okay.
They didn't encourage it. It was like they didn't make sure I'm alright. My man Bean, Mus, my cousin Mar, all like dudes from the block. They make sure I was alright. They give me dressed. If they going somewhere, they gonna take me. Right. So they never encouraged it. But it was like, man, y'all driving this, y'all driving that. I'm a young boy. I'm trying to get a citation. But for the young bucks, that was like somebody's first car back in the day. It was a little hatchback. But I'm trying to go get me a Pontiac 6000 or something. Right. And then they driving nice cars. Yeah. So I can't say they encourage it. It's just me watching them like, man, they got the baddest. That's what you wanted. They got the baddest chicks. Every time we go out, we down South Street. This one South Street used to be popular, and you could just stand around. Wasn't a bunch of nonsense going on. Or Club Mickey D's. You got the guys pulling up in the X, the Lexuses, the Benz, and you like, man, I want to be one of them boys. So I was chasing that, more so.
Yeah, it was a time.
It was a time. Going down Studio 37, even us at my age dancers. Still had guys pulling up.
Yes.
And so Club Fever, all
Winter.
That. Yeah. So you still had young boys pulling up who was out on the block getting some money, and I'm like, I'm wearing no frills. Like, no, this ain't working. Right. This ain't working.
So we're going to fast forward back to when you said you caught your first case at 19. And then you said you didn't do too much time for that.
Yeah, I had went upstate. But I had got one that had 3. I did like 30 months off of that. And during that time, it was a rough period because my son, my first and only born, had passed away. I had went in front of parole board because I had most of my time in. And I feel like I could have beat my case. But they kept on coming at me with deals with 7.5 to 15 years, 5 to 10s. And then I'm like, no, that's too much time. This is my first time locked up. So it was like, when they came at me with the right deal, I pled guilty and went upstate. But when I went upstate, I had most of my time in. So when I went in front of the parole board, they denied me. And then December of 2001, my son passed away in a house fire at the age of 4 with his grandmother.
Right.
And it was like, it just messed me all the way up. Like when I was up there, and you know, at the same time, like I said, when I came home, I thought I was.
Let me ask you a quick question about that. Just because sometimes I want to shine a light on when things like tragedies happen and you're locked up. Were you able to attend the funeral?
No, everybody, they came together, was willing to pay whatever. But since I had a violent crime, which was a home invasion robbery, the judge denied me, and they wouldn't let me home to attend the funeral. So that was even harder. Like my first and only born, and everybody knew like what he meant to me.
Yeah. The reason why I wanted to shine the light on that, not specifically your situation, because if any young people are watching, I want people to know like this is what can happen. Like things happen to your loved ones when you're away sometimes and you can't get back home.
And the one thing I'm gonna say is like that'd be the hardest to deal with because you still gotta be in there and all that crying stuff. You still gotta walk around, you know, ready for whatever and with your mean mug on, letting people know you're not playing. You can't walk. You're not just walking around crying all day and sad all day. But the people who I had a cellie who had at the time had like 21 years and like he took me in like a little brother.
Right.
And you know he was from uptown too, and he out here. You know he doing great right now.
He doing good.
My man, I killed Edwards. You know what I'm saying? And it's like he just you know. And me being Muslim, I had a firm understanding. And that's what really helped me get through it.
Were you Muslim before you went to jail?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't.
So was he the one?
No, I had took Shahada in CFCF.
Okay.
I was always interested, but my homies who was Muslim, they ain't really had the knowledge to teach me because I used to always ask them, but they ain't really know nothing.
Information.
Yeah,
Like
they really didn't know nothing.
Right.
So when I had the opportunity, you know, to seek out the religion Islam, it was like, all right, I went full force. And me having the religion, I understood that, you know, it's God's will. And everybody's time is written. You don't know when you're going to go. You're not promised tomorrow, but God do know, Allah do know that when it's your time to go.
Absolutely.
And like I said, my firm understanding of the religion, and the craziest thing is it happened during Ramadan. It happened during Ramadan, and you know that's the sacred month.
Right.
And it was like I was being tested. My faith was being tested because I could have easily left it like snapped out and started just wanting whoever making a hooch want to drink hooch all day, or whoever's getting the weed and smoke weed all day. But I'm like, no, I stay firm to the deen of Al-Islam, and you know that's what helped me.
Good.
Yeah, so you know that's how I got through that situation.
Yeah. So this was still the first time you were locked up with us?
This is the first time I was locked up.
This is still the first time. So what was it like? Like, do you feel like your family was supportive?
No, listen. And again, that's why I'm here today. My grandma, my grandpa, my brothers and sisters, they was young.
Right.
So they couldn't be as supporters as they was my second time around. But that was my ride or dies. Like whatever I needed, they made sure I had. And you know, and that's what I had. That's what I appreciate most.
Right.
Again, like I said, that's the reason why I'm here, cause my grandma, and even when I was doing what I was doing in the streets, she scolded me, but in a right manner, where as though it was like, you know, get your life together. You can't keep on doing this, or even other adults. They used to always tell me, the streets lead to two places, death or jail. And when you're young, you don't realize it. Just like these young boys out here not realizing life mean life. When they out here killing the way they killing, you never coming home. You never coming home. So you have to understand that you sit in jail with these guys and you laugh and you joke, you walk the track, but a lot of guys are going home. And then when you got that 10 years in or 20 years in, you gonna regret committing that crime. Because I'm going to let you know, all the killers and the gangsters, they willing to work at McDonald's right now.
They
just to get home.
Yeah.
They don't care. They proud. We work for 19 cents an hour in prison. And you might have been a bricklayer, you might have been a killer, you might have been the top hustler. You working for 19 cents an hour. So,
but you know what? I feel like it's a difference in the set of people that's coming home from prison versus like now versus like back in the day when I was young. Because back in the day, it seemed like everybody had pride when they came home. Not saying that they don't have pride now, but it's like nothing is beneath. Like people are like back in the day. I remember people saying, "Oh, nowhere to hire me. I can't get no job." But then it would be like 2 or 3 people who be like, "No, they'll get hired. They're not trying." But now I just feel like so many people. Like I'm so proud of so many people that I know that really put in hard time. Like 17 years plus. And they coming home and they doing some crazy, amazing things.
Listen, I got a bunch of homies who I was down with. And I know we going to get to that. But I got a bunch of homies that I was down with in the federal system. And they was the ones that motivated me to come home and do the right thing.
Right.
My man, Big Twizzy, he used to always stay in touch. He used to tell me why. I'm telling you. It's out here for you to get on the legal tips. I'm talking about countless guys who came home. I'm talking about they come home and they working, they doing the family thing, they having kids. And I'm like, some of these guys never had a job before. Mm-hmm. But they out here working, or they was working, then started their own business. It's like, it was my motivation.
Right.
It was my motivation to come home and be like, I gotta get to it. And come home with a game plan. Right. And when you come on with them game plans, you gotta understand, plan A might not work. So you gotta have that plan B. And a lot of guys you can see in jail, right? If they running around, want to laugh, joke all day, all they want to do is work out, they ain't trying to learn nothing, they ain't taking no classes, and they still on this, all they want to do is get high all day, you know what they gonna come out here and do. But you got the other guys who in there trying to learn something, trying to learn a skill, whatever. And they coming out here and the guys, I feel like some of the guys that's working is the ones that's winning. They doing better than a lot of guys who been out here in the same position. They the ones that's out here in the same position is texting you talking about, can you send me $5 on Cash App?
Right.
And I'm like, man, you had a 20-year head start. Speaking
of friends, do you feel like, I know you said your family was supportive. Do you feel like your friends were supportive, like holding you down while you were locked up?
Let me say this. Nobody owe you nothing. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we be locked up and we feel entitled. So to the young boys, I'm going to let you know, them guys who you say that's going to ride or die with you, they going to be the ones. And I know a lot of people look at Wallow and listen to what he say. And he tell guys all the time, your homie is going to be the one messing with your baby mom, messing with your ex-girl. The one who not going to send you a dime. So with me, it was like nobody owed me nothing.
Right.
So I wasn't one of them bitter guys like, man, I was doing this for my homies. I was doing this when I started getting some real money. I ain't one of them.
Did you feel that early in the game, or did they come later on down the line?
See, the first time I was like a little upset. I had resentment. But my second go around, I had already understood that nobody owed you nothing. And the old head told me, like, people don't owe you nothing. You feel entitled. All right, you said you did what you did. It wasn't really, it wasn't genuine. Because when you do something for somebody and it's genuine, you would never look for nothing in return. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times we go in here, we tell these stories. We be in there in the yard, walking in the yard. Man, I took care of the girl. I did this for, I did that. You did it because you wanted to do it. You already know what time it is. You should start getting this time. They leaving you. They not staying with you. So you got to understand that nobody owe you nothing.
Right. And everybody is agreeing with you. I'm looking at the comments and everybody is agreeing with you. They're saying facts.
One thing I'm going to say is the people who was there was my grandma and my grandpa. Like I said, my first bid, when I did come home, And I hope my man watching. A lot of dudes pulled up to my block and they was cutting checks. My man Bane, Nelly, Raji, Maul, Ken, like everybody. They was doing me cookout, doing me a big cook. Like they showed me the love.
Right.
Any resentment I had went out the window.
Right.
Cause I had to understand, when you out of sight, you out of mind.
Right.
You out of sight, you out of mind. So, and people living life. Like right now, I got homies who I used to walk with. A few of them got life. And they call me, I pick up their calls. If I got it, I'm gonna give. Like people's hit me, yo, he needs some money for his phone. If I got it, I'm gonna give. If not, I say, yo, man, you gotta wait till I get paid. Cause I'm not in the streets no more, so it ain't like I'm just out
The
here
money not just flowing.
Yeah.
Right.
So I just try to do what I could do when I could do it. But I know what it feel like. A lot of people who never been locked up before, never did time. So they don't know or understand how it feel. So you can't be mad at them about them going on with their life.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing a lot of people don't understand. But once you in a situation and you talk to a few old heads who've been down or guys who've been down, they'll let you know, like, damn. And you'll come back to reality and understand, like, they living life.
Yeah.
Like, people got bills. And the way today's economy is that inflation is real.
Lifing.
Yeah, and you be having so many responsibilities. Like, I be having to tell a guy, like, please remind me. Tell your people to call me to remind me, because I got so much going on. Yeah. Between work, family, and things I have going on. It's like, please remind me, because I might forget.
Right. So this is all the first bid.
Yeah, that's it. So
I mean, I know we mix it up a little bit, but for the most part, it's the first bid.
So I came home. I was working, and I had an unfortunate situation where I ended up losing my job, so I had to jump back in the streets.
Did you have to?
I didn't have to, because I know how I felt to work. I know how it felt to have your own place, and
right.
I was paying the bills. But I'm gonna tell everybody, right? Please don't think it's jail talk when people say they gonna come home, do this, do that, do this, do that. A lot of people don't have a plan B. So when they get punched in the face, like when boxers step in the ring, they get punched in the face. Some of them have plan B, some of them don't. So you gonna revert back to what you know. And people are scared to try new things.
It's funny that you said that, because on one of my podcasts, I was asking, the question was, do you think that people change? And I said that, and I know people will disagree, and that's fine. People can hear their opinions. I said, I don't think people change. I say, I think that a person's actions are suppressed, and given the right time, the right situation, the right whatever, you'll revert back to what you're comfortable with and what you know.
And so I'm going to agree and disagree at the same time. Because people can change. And by the time we get to the end of that, I'm living proof.
Okay.
Because I don't think about the streets no more.
Right.
Now, do I got an attitude? Am I a firecracker? Or, far as I'm not tolerating certain disrespect, whereas though I'm willing to go back, which I know is a dumb thing. Because I'm working with pride.
Right.
But at the same time, I have changed in other ways. Because sometimes it's a split. Like, a lot of these things is, I used to talk to CEO. I used to talk to the CEO, right? And one of the CEOs, when I was in the feds, he said, man, I'm just like you. He said, when it came to decision making, I took the time to step back. When my homies was doing this or doing that, I took the time to step back and didn't go ahead and ride with them on that mission. And, they end up being CEOs while other homies got locked up. But as far as my second bid, before I even caught my second bid, I got a couple of my homies, who they upstate now. Shout out to my man Chips TH, my OG Tyrone Haynes. I got my man Chips and old head Ty, and they was into the bank game.
Mhm.
And you know, and I felt like it was lucrative.
Mhm.
So, you know, we start hitting the banks to check cashing places and all that.
Mhm.
And, you know, one of my homie Chips, he quit on us. You know, he was still in the streets, but he saw other means of income in the streets. But me and my old head was still going at it.
Right.
And I ended up catching 2 bank robberies in Delaware. Me, my old head, Tyrone Faines, and my man Shy. But me and Shy ended up beating it. And Ty, you know, he don't like wearing gloves. So his fingerprints was on one of the safes and all.
I'm gonna ask you questions because I'm nosy and I need to know stuff, right? So when y'all was doing it, was it like back to back or was it like spread out? Was y'all like, oh, this shit's sweet?
It was really my old head.
Okay.
Right? Like, and he from New York, but he was in a halfway house down here. I met him through my man Chips. But once I got with him, and we scored big. That's my man quit on us. And,
cousin, why you ain't look out for me,
listen,
cousin? Like, where would you at?
Listen, and what's crazy is, I made sure a lot of people, you know, was
good.
It was good.
Right.
And it was like, I started feeling like how the rappers was. How Jay-Z had taken money.
Right.
But you had other guys out in the streets who was taking a lot of money too. So it was like a trend. So it was like, that was my paycheck. Because I had a bad spending habit and I was trying to take care of a lot of people. So we was going at it. Whenever necessary, we was going at it. And just to fast forward this a little bit, going to the feds and knowing what I know now, right? And even the young boys who out here trying to rob convenience stores or gas stations, I'm going to let you know. The federal law, right? Them 924Cs, that's the gun charge. We ain't even talking about the robbery. If you go in somewhere and try to rob a gas station, a store, a bank, a armored truck, a check cashing place, the first one, if you just have a gun and you don't never pull it out, is 5 years. If you pull it out, it's 7 years. If you shoot, it's 10 years. So me knowing what and the thing about it is like, if you go rob one store or bank, check cash places, whatever, once you ride the one, you're going to get that 5, 7 to 10, right? Depending on how you use it. But if you go rob something else, it's automatically 25 years. On top of that 5, 7 to 10 years you get. So now you go rob another one. It's like you on a spree. That's automatically 50-something years. That's just for the gun. We ain't talking about the robbery. We ain't talking about your prior convictions. That's just for the gun.
Don't do that, y'all. Pick another crime.
Yeah, so I, like me understanding, like for the 2 bank robberies I beat, that could have been an automatically 32 years just for the gun. Now you got the robbery and then my past convictions. And then the ones you don't get caught, I didn't get caught for, that could have been 25 plus 25 plus 25 plus 25 plus 25. So it could have been, I could have had 1,000 years literally. Damn. So, like I said, I was living. Like once we was doing what we was doing, squad was eating. They was talking about Midland Street. In the bars and the hair salon, whatever. They was talking about us. And I was getting it. And I tried to make sure everybody was eating with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not encouraging this type of behavior, but I tried to make sure everybody was, whatever they drug of choice to sell, I tried to make sure you had it. So it was like, we eating, my name ringing a little bit, but everybody at the same time, everybody thought I sold drugs. I don't know why they used to come up to me asking me prices. I don't know nothing about no drugs. I wasn't really a drug dealer.
Right.
So I beat that. I was chilling, and I was scared straight. I can't front. I was scared straight.
When you got the amount of time?
No. This before I even got caught for the one I did time for, and always a care for my baby mom, but I had spoiled to the point where as though it was like she had a nice allowance every day. every day she had a nice allowance. So it was one day I always tell the story. She come in the house, she ready to try to go shopping up King of Prussia. I had about like $250 on me. I gave her $150.
Mm-hmm.
And she looked at the money like it was some yens. Like, what I supposed to do with $150? So I'm like, I don't know. Like, whatever you do, whatever you want to do. It caused a big argument. And, some words were said, and my pride was hurt because she, was like, basically like, you broke. You know what I'm saying? Even though she wasn't doing nothing real special, she was just working. She was so used to the money, like, damn, she was
Girl,
broke.
you wasn't doing nothing special. You was just working.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, and I used to always tell her, like, as long as they make money in guns, I'll never be broke.
Right.
So I went back and called my man up, yo, I got something. He like, yeah. I went back at it. But it wasn't like when me and my old head was taking money. It was more hands in the pot. So, that led up to me getting locked up with my co-defendant, who's still locked up. He received 340 months, which is 28 years, 4 months. I received 260 months, which is 21 years, 8 months. And my other co-defendant received 216 months, which is 18 years.
Let me ask you this quick question. Looking back, sometimes, like you said, you tell a story often and you laugh at it. But do you ever be like, this is your fault, girl? Do you ever think that? Like, be honest. Do you ever think, like, girl, it's your fault?
No,
trying to play me like a broken
it was my pride. It was more my pride.
But you don't feel like she damaged your pride?
I ain't gonna blame her because I didn't have to do it.
All right.
I could have just left it.
I had to ask the question. That's what I'm here for.
I could have left it the way it was.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. And just took whatever, because it's words.
Right.
And one
thing
about,
hurt.
Listen. One thing about my little brother, Dante, right? Tweed, he always like, he gonna make a joke out of it. I don't know how to make a joke out of something.
That's all I do.
So it was on this one tip where it's though like I just went at it. So me getting locked up on that case, and I could have died that day. My co-defendant got shot. The one that got 18 years, Mooj, he got shot. And it was a situation with the cops where I didn't want to go to jail.
Did he make it?
Yeah, he made it. But I didn't want to go to jail. So I was willing to shoot. And could have got a life sentence for killing the cop or the death penalty. But, I had got court and, sitting down FDC. And a lot of guys who talk all that gangster stuff, when you down FDC, you're going to see some gangsters. And some people disagree. Some people agree. Who go sour. We just wasn't one of them.
It was humbling, wasn't it?
It was. And it was like, the day I got sentenced, my family was in the courtroom. My grandma was in there, my other grandma for my dad, mom. My grandpa was in there, my brothers, my sisters. And me and my brother always joke about it. My brother Tweez, Dante, he always joke about it, right? When they gave me 260 months, he said, he was sitting back there like, man, damn, yeah, it ain't that bad. He started talking.
He started
talking about like 12 times 12 is 144. He like, hold. He said, man, that deterred him from the life of crime.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
so it could be a blessing and a curse because it could have been two of you all the way.
Again. And my other brothers, they used to try to follow my footsteps. And, thank God that they ain't had to do a whole lot of time. One of my brothers had to do time, but the other one, Brand, everybody, people who know me, he had passed away in 2019. I always kept him out the streets.
But you was home then, right?
No, I was locked up. That was like a heartbreaking.
But you came home right after that then, right?
In 2022.
Okay.
But and when I was doing that time, right, and I'm talking to people, whether it's the CEOs, my homies, I was like, me and my little brother grew up my brother Tweed grew up in the same household. A lot of his homies, end up in the streets, whatever. But he was the one that went to college, right? And I said, I don't use my environment as an excuse. Like, I had to do this. I had to do that. Because he grew up in the same household, and he went to college. He had Cadwell, and he became my idol.
That's what's up.
Like I really look up to him because when I was locked up and he was in school or when he graduated from school and all that, and they was sending the pictures. Every time I used to get pictures, my homies would tell you, they used to be, when I get pictures of my brother, they used to be waiting on me. They used to be waiting. Man,
I can see what he up to.
And he had all the baddest little chicks. And they like, damn, man, I go home, man, I gotta get with your brother. I gotta hang with your brother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of stuff that, you know, we used to be in there just talking about. Like, you really want to get home. Like, and let me say something about the feds. It's real geographical, right? And in the feds, it's called cars. Whether you got the Philly car, the Muslim car, the Christian car, the Bloods, the Crips, the Mexican gangs, the West Coast. If you want the East Coast and one of the East Coast, because they can send you anywhere in the United States. If you want the East Coast, you got the West Coast guys from the West Coast. You might got the down south car, the Midwest car, and in there it's dangerous, especially the USPs where I first started at. Like, I was complaining about the 260 months I got, right? My first jail, I was at USP Hazelton. It was on lockdown when I got there because there was some action going on, right? My cellie had 46 years. That just made me feel a little better.
Like, I got less than you.
Yeah, that just made me feel a little bit better. But that type of environment, when they crack them doors at 5 o'clock in the morning, when you walk out, your mentality is, I'm going to kill somebody or somebody going to kill me. And it don't even got to be because of something you done. When you in these cars, if somebody from your car do something to a guy from New York, New Jersey, wherever, we all held accountable for that. Dang. So we got to straighten him out. Or if somebody did something to a guy from Philly, listen, y'all take care of that or we going to take care of that. Sometimes they don't want to take care of that, so it's going to cause a big riot. So it ain't really no one-on-ones in there.
Yeah. And
it's stabbing. It's stabbing. It ain't no fighting. People got big knives in there. So them young boys, and even the young boys who out here just killing, and y'all getting charged with these guns, and then y'all done kill somebody, nephew, son, whatever. When you get there, they trying to see you. Ain't no guns in there. Now they already situated. They got their squad. So you gotta worry about your life.
Right.
And you in a controlled environment. Whereas though you can't go to this part of the city and hide out or that part of the city and hide out. You in a controlled environment. So you not hard to get to. No, and this like during the time at the USPs, people talk that talk. When my points went down and they sent me to a medium, I was happy. Because you locked down more than you out. Because people really dying and you might be locked down. I just seen something on Instagram where when AR called home, he was telling guys like, you might not talk to your family for 3 to 6 months.
Right.
Because you locked down.
Right.
So, like, and you don't talk to somebody for 3 to 6 months. It's not hard to forget about you in this climate. Yeah. Because people out here living life. They got things going on. So you had to understand, like, living this type of life, it's consequences come with that. So again, when I left the USP to go to a medium, it's a little less dangerous, but it's still dangerous.
Okay.
And, you know, guys I've been around, like, whether, I don't care where you was from, a lot of guys always take a liking to me because of my personality, because I move with honor. King Ernest said, I'm one of the honorable ones. I'm one of the honorable ones, though.
We ain't thinking about no King Ernest.
I understand that.
Max. Like, no, I'm sorry.
I'm one of the honorable ones, so, like I said, with them cars, sometimes you just got one shot caller. Like the Philadelphia car, we just never had, like when I was in McKinney, we never had one person to make a decision for everybody.
Right.
It was about a few of us. So me being in a mix throughout the jail and me having relationships with guys from the West Coast, Midwest, DC, Jersey, New York, the Bloods, the Crips, the Mexican gangs, whether it's Serranios, Pisces, or chain, whatever. You had a lot of times where, like, again, I never made a decision by myself, just in case any of the homies looking. You had guys that come talk to me, and I go talk to the rest of the guys like, yo, this is the situation, this what happened. And then you'll have a big meeting on the yard, but this is something we had to deal with daily. Because somebody always doing something. You could be just doing your time.
I'm glad you're explaining this to us, because on the outside looking in, I feel like what you're describing to us is conflict resolution.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Because sometimes you got to be political, but sometimes you got to take a stance. Whereas though, like, no, it just got to go down.
Right.
So it's just on the tip where it's though, like, being in there, and you got guys who still fighting their cases. They trying to get home. But you got other guys who want to go around here, get dressed from this guy, borrow from the store, man, and don't pay back or gamble, whatever. And then they want their money. Now the guys come to you. Like, I ain't gamble with him. Mm-hmm. I ain't smoke his drugs with him. I ain't drink his liquor with him. But I'm held responsible for it.
Right.
So this is the type of stuff I had to deal with. Like I say, deli. You on the yard, you politicking. And the feds is full of politics. And it's like you gotta outsmart the other people. It's like a big chess game. Like on an everyday. But it's as far as dealing with your life. Cause you could lose. It's like a big chess game. Like on an everyday. But it's as far as dealing with your life. Cause you could lose. Like on an everyday. But it's as far as dealing with your life. Cause you could lose your understand that. So me being up McKean, that's when I really found, something that something was unlocked when I was up McKean, FCI McKean. I had homies used to write books. That's what they used to do all the time.
Did you read a lot in there?
Yeah, I used to read all the hood novels, right? But I had homies who write hood novels.
How you like hood novels? You were
listen, I used to help me get past do my time.
I love hood everything. I love hood novels and I love Tubi. But the thing about hood novels, when I used to read them, after a while they used to all stay on the light.
Now, with the hood novels, I ended up writing 2 books.
Oh, did you?
Well, I got 2. Yeah, I got 2 books that's published. So if
Tell
you
people
write
what they
down
are.
Money Takers by Tyree Stratton, Amazon.com, go ahead and get you a book. And then I got Money Takers 2. If you punch up just my last name, Stratton, Stratton, it's gonna pop up.
No, that's decent because I didn't know that.
So
make sure y'all purchase. I'm sorry because I'm the plug. Make sure y'all purchase his book and support him, and read it and tell other people to purchase his book, and make sure y'all support him because that's what we all about. We all about support here.
And I just had a different type of story to tell. And like you said, a lot of the hood novels,
But a lot of them, yeah.
And this is my first time doing it, right? So I didn't feel like I had nothing special. So you know how when your homies tell you, like, man, I'm telling you, you gotta publish it, you gotta publish it, you gotta publish it, you gotta publish it. I'm like, man, I ain't got. But when I start letting the guys from different cities who don't know, like, about some of the stuff I'm talking about, and they was like, man, you got something? I'm gonna thank my Aunt Donna because she invested in me and helped me get my first book published.
That's what's up.
So I did that book. I did that book, Money Takers 1. Then I did part 2. I put them out. But right now, I got, and everybody been waiting for them, right? I got a 2-part spin-off called Living the Double Life. You go with Money Takers. Then
what is Living the Double Life?
It's like a lawyer, right? He got a brother that's in the game.
Okay.
And he end up, committing, several murders and end up, doing things that a lawyer shouldn't be doing.
Somebody said they got the book years ago.
Yeah.
Alicia?
Yeah.
Alicia? You know Alicia?
Listen, I hope you enjoyed it.
Oh, that's what's up.
And
make sure y'all purchase it too. Don't let Alicia be the only one who reads the book.
Yeah, so like, you know, I got a part 1, a part 2, and the only reason it became a part 1 and part 2 was one book. I got some advice from guys who had published several books, and it's gonna be worth your while because my first book is almost 400 pages.
Question, right? Because my wheels get to turning. Anybody know me? I'm always about business and going to the next level. Did you ever think of making it a screenplay or a movie?
I have, and I had just recently.
I know some.
And I had just recently talked to like several people, and one of the people was from Uptown. I reached out to Black De Niro, but I know at this time he focused on his projects, and I was even an extra in his one of his newest project is about to come out.
Okay.
So I you know, he put out something on Instagram, and I went to be an extra.
Well, shout out to Black De Niro
because I wanted to support, and at the same time he made a post on Instagram saying.
Did you know him prior to?
Yeah, we all come up and you know, we all from Uptown. So, you know, we wasn't, you know, hanging together on a, you know, daily basis, but we know each other from passing and you know, Uptown, like, you know, being up Simon.
Uptown, we all family. Everybody's cousins and all that. Not like we cousins, but we cousins.
Yeah, being, you know, being at the playground, just being around the way. You know, and I that's why I think I haven't put out my second my spin-off books yet, because I really want to get Money Takers on the big screen.
Okay.
And because I'm telling y'all.
Can I be an extra?
Yes, you can.
No, I'm serious. Don't act like you don't know me.
No, listen, cause like I'm for real. Like I really had people like, man, when the next book coming out, and what they don't understand is the process.
Yeah.
And at the same time, like I said, I'm trying to get the screenplay of Money Takers, you know, get done, because I really don't know how to write screenplays. I took the classes, but I still really don't get it. So I want somebody who experienced with that. So
I do know somebody who did that, who does that. And I will definitely, I promise you, I will link y'all. I don't know what'll come out the link, but I'm telling you, I'm the plug. I know everybody.
And I'm willing to give whoever they credit for, you know, doing the screenplay, like, as far as they, because I know I don't know how to write it, because my book is so.
I'm gonna link y'all.
There's so much in my book that I don't know.
On here, but I will definitely link y'all.
I don't know what to take out and what to keep. So that's the hard part, because it's so much, and I know how, you know, other books I read, whether it's an Alice Cross book, whatever, I know everything don't be in the movie, but I don't want to take out something, a key part. And
you know what? I feel what you're saying, because my favorite movie is The Color Purple, right? Don't laugh at that, but that's one of my favorite movies. And when I actually, when they did a remake of the movie, not the book necessarily, but when they did a remake of the movie, it was key parts that was not in the movie. And it's like, a person who really loves this movie, it should have been in there.
And I ain't gonna front.
So I feel what you're saying.
My sister used to watch that movie.
Really?
All the time. Nene.
I know. Maybe we watched it as kids. I don't know, but I love that movie. I like say all the parts. Like, my mom be mad as shit at me. I'm like, God is trying to tell you something. Like, all that. I love that.
Yeah, so, you know what I'm saying? So when I was at McCain, I was writing. I wrote them 2 books. And one of them books I wrote, the part 3, I had already wrote the 2.
How many books did you write in total?
Well, I wrote 2 that's published.
Okay.
But I got 3 more manuscripts that's ready. Like, they ready.
Okay.
All I gotta do is put them out. And I know people have been getting on me like, man, when I'm gonna get them,
Don't rush it.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'm like, this everyday life is, you know, it'd be.
Lifing.
Listen, that life definitely lifing. So, like I said, when I was at McCain, I took my time out. That's what I spent my time doing, writing books.
Okay.
I go out in the yard, I chill with the homies, and you know, but like just being in there, I was at FCI McCain. I was in there like 8.5 years. It was so.
I missed them phone calls. Like I swear, I used to get them phone calls.
Listen, it was on the tip ways though. I was there so long, like I needed to change the scenery, so I changed my address. The one of my cousin addresses down south, and went down south because they used to always talk about it's black COs down there.
Okay.
And you in the mountains, they look like I don't know what they look like. They don't look like nothing.
Right.
But
so wait, speaking of COs, you ever talk to any, mess with any?
No.
Give us the juice.
No. Like in there, like when I went down south, it's like a more friendly environment.
Well, yeah, because that's them down south anyway. They're more friendly people.
So you know, you had guys. You have a CO speak to you. A guy think that's his girl. I ain't one of them delusional guys.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can't say I have a homie who was tapped in with one of them, and it was making sure we was cool. And this my brother, man.
Listen, I'm just saying, girl, because I know my girl. I know.
Listen.
We need to ask the good questions.
Listen, but now I can't even say in the county. I had a few that that was. I can't say I never done nothing.
You don't want to tell us.
No, listen, I never done nothing. I had a few CEOs who
grabbed you and touched you a little bit.
Made sure I was alright. Made sure I ate street food.
Okay,
I can't say they was bringing the drugs in.
Right, I got
when they bring their lunch in, they gonna bring me some lunch too.
Okay.
So I always was eating good, especially in my first bid. You know what I'm saying? So, but just going down south, it was a different environment. You were around a different caliber of guys, right?
Okay.
And being down there, it was like, all right. I used to tell guys I'm on vacation, cause now I don't gotta deal with the everyday politics. Cause there's only down there. It was only 5 guys from Philly.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of guys, so we was tighten it. We ain't had no drama, and if it did, it got situated real fast.
Right.
But I spent about 4 years down there, and then came up to Fort Dix. Now that was a different experience. Now I ain't gonna give it all up because you got guys who still doing what they do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I ain't one of them who you ain't gonna talk about me. I told you my honor intact.
That's right.
But I felt like only thing I was missing was the women and fast cars.
So it was just like at home, like it just was.
A lot of y'all, if y'all you know me, I was tuned into y'all regularly. You know what I'm saying? I was able to contact y'all.
That was the last place you was at?
Yeah, that's where I came home from.
I got you.
So it was like,
yeah, y'all. So can y'all go there?
You know what I'm saying? So I was there, and it was a good experience. That's what I'm gonna say. Like, you hear the stories about it, but it was a good experience. But when I was there, it was like I was getting closer to home.
Right.
And what you got access to is you got access to the streets. So now I'm getting anxious about coming home as my time winding down. And a lot of guys in there, it sound crazy. That might sound crazy, y'all. But if a guy got 60 months left.
It might sound crazy to them. Y'all know I deal with the felons, so it ain't crazy.
Listen, if a guy got 60 months, that's 5 years. They gonna start talking about they short as a midget. As far as they got a little bit of time left. I used to be asking, like, if you ask somebody on the streets right now to come do 5 years, they gonna look at you like you crazy. Like, why do you feel like, but you doing so much time, that's why you feel like you short.
I understand that though, because like even at work, at my little pretty job, like sometimes when I look back, I'm like, damn, I'll be waiting for the contract to end so we can go to the next contract.
Yeah.
But it'd be like, damn, those years went by fast. So when you in the midst of, it's different.
And the time be going. The time
really
be going,
goes.
especially like if you got stuff going on. The time be going. Like I said, I'm there. It was like, and let me say this: everybody who did some time with me, like your letters, the money, the pictures, it was really, really appreciated. Like, I'm not gonna take nothing from y'all. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all for that. Cause your mentality in there is like, I used to call home. I don't care any of my female homies. If they around any girl, I'm like, put them on the phone. Mm-hmm. I need me a new friend. If that friend ride for a year, I'm looking for a new friend. You know what I'm saying? That help you get your time. Like, cause some guys are trying to make these women their girlfriends. Like, I'm not holding nobody up.
Right.
Like,
I think that most guys is, I don't know, because I've never been locked up, so I don't go by me and I'm not a man. But I think y'all know we be out here doing us. Y'all know that.
No, this is something we know. Yeah. But I'm going to tell you, a bullet, a knife.
So that's a shameless plug, because if you need a bullet, that's what I'm here for, because that's what I sell.
Listen.
Come get your bullets.
Listen. But I'm telling y'all, like, the worst thing about us, right? Mm-hmm. And
you talking about the toy bullet,
no,
right?
I'm talking about the real bullet.
I'm sorry, my mind. I'm sorry.
I'm
thinking about toys.
A bullet, a knife, a bat, a pipe. Ain't no hurt like when you call home, right? And a woman be like, damn, what you doing? And they talking like in cold, and they tell you they with their friend.
Ooh.
You gonna name every girlfriend you know they be with, and then they say that like no, is a guy. That hurt right there.
Well, they I don't know. I moved if I would have answered the phone.
Listen, that hurt right there. Ain't no hurt like that.
Really?
Ain't no hurt like
I
that.
needed to know that because I'm telling you, Neil, I be being funny, but I be serious too at the same time because I really do be talking to fellas. They already know that. But next time I'm talking to one and he get on my nerve, I'ma lie and say I'm next to a dude, and I'm be like,
listen, your heart dropped down to your feet.
I want his heart to drop down to his feet.
Listen, I'm telling you. But like I said, going through that time, my grandma, my grandpa.
How'd you do?
My grandma passed in 2012. I'm saying that was a hurt piece.
Oh, you talking about your other grandma?
Yeah. No, my grandpa.
Oh, your grandpa. Okay.
He passed away in 2012. That was a hurt piece, right? But my grandma, my man E, my brother Tweez, you know what I'm saying? Nee, I love you, but you wasn't consistent the whole 20. My sister made sure I was cool. But them three, throughout every day, every time I call home, and I disrespect them more because I would call home and just be like, it'd be the last minute, yo, I need this because somebody supposed to send something, and they gonna make sure I'm cool.
Right.
I ain't missing no commissaries.
That's what's
I don't care if I only go for 50, 100. They made sure I had. You know what I'm saying? They made sure I had, like, no rap. Like, always. I didn't go without. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, other people throughout the years, they came in and out. They rolled for 4 or 5 years, disappeared, came back. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate them too. I appreciate everybody.
They helped the time go by.
Yeah, so.
Oh, you still got more stuff to say about that?
No.
I was going to ask you about the transition with coming home. Like, how was that transition coming home?
It was scary, right? But, like, again, me being at Fort Dix, I was tuned in.
Well, I'm sorry. 1 second. Okay.
Yeah, part of the transition, I was tuned into the streets. I always been tuned into the streets my whole bit. Like, I'm somebody who gonna call home every day.
Right.
Right? So, my transition, I can't say it was real scary. It was more, like, exciting. Like I'm family free. And my transition, people I understand, when I first came home, I wasn't really free. I was on the streets, but I was in the halfway house. I had got a year halfway house. And being in the halfway house is like, it helped you out a whole lot because it give you some structure. Okay. Like, you just can't run the streets, can't come out here and just run the streets all wild.
But you do get like a day or two to do that, right?
No. You gonna come out when you gonna get your passes, but you just not going, because you still on a schedule where you gotta go check in. You're going to get about 4-hour passes, 6-hour passes. I was a violent offender, so I never got a weekend pass.
Okay.
The guys who got them drug cases and all that, they go out for a whole weekend. Leave on a Friday, come back on a Sunday, or leave on a Saturday, come back on a Monday. So, but my transition, I want to thank my support system. How was
it with, like, technology? Like, using the phone? I'm still not good with using the phone.
Again, I don't want to do it too much, but I was used to using the Android.
You was used to okay.
So when I get the iPhone, I really don't know what I'm doing. And my whole thing
was... So it wasn't foreign to you because you got a little taste of it while you was in there.
But I used to always ask, yo, how you do this? How you do that? And it used to be like, they used to grab the phone and just do it for me, but not teach me.
Right.
So when it was times where nobody around, I really got to do it myself. Or take a second to read what you got to do. Or let me say, if I'm trying to get a new app or pay a bill or order something, just read. This same time and try it. And I started getting the hang of it. And again, when I first came home, I had a great support system. When I say a great support system, I had a great support system. Whereas though I came home, a number of people made sure I had what I needed. You know what I'm saying? As far as necessities. Other guys who I might not have been everyday friends with, but we grew up together. When I was seeing guys, it was like, hey man, take this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was a little, it was a lot. You know what I'm saying? So it was like the love, and you would be surprised, like the people who willing to look out for you. So, I come home. I was fortunate because my people's, they run a re-entry program, and they got me in this.
Do you know the name of it?
I don't know the actual name of it,
Okay.
but they got me in a program called Whipsy,
Okay.
right? And the job I got, I worked down at University of Penn on the campus.
Mm-hmm.
I had to do the program, and my brother be grinding me up because it was like 300 people applying for this program, and I had the time wrong for my interview to get in the program.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was going crazy. Like, man, I think I missed the opportunity. My brother like, man, just chill. Because and I talked to the lady. She was like, don't worry about it. We're going to do your interview tomorrow. I'm like, no, we could do it. She's like, no, I can't do it now.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going crazy. I was losing my mind. Like, I messed up. I messed up already. And that mentality of I might have to go back to the streets was kicking in.
Really?
Yeah, because
After doing all that time?
I felt like I missed the opportunity. Like, this was a good opportunity to get in the University of Penn.
So your thought process is not, when I feel like I missed the opportunity, try to get another situation
No,
going
no.
on?
I'm talking about just at that particular moment. Like, that very, very moment.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying, like, by the end of the day, I wasn't
thinking the same way, right.
Yeah, so, I did the interview. I got in the program. Now, when I got in the program, they was doing the Zoom. They usually do the classroom, but I guess once COVID hit, a lot of things was going on Zoom. Like I said, I came home in 2022. But I'm on the Zoom. I don't know how to even log in.
Mm.
So when I'm trying to log in, I get in. The people in my class, these people didn't know me. But I felt so grateful that they was willing to help me.
Okay.
Because I didn't know how to do certain things, or when they say, all right, we got to pull up this or pull up that, I was just lost.
Right.
And it was frustrating. I came in front, it was frustrating. And I'm like, man, I'm dumb. That's how I felt like. But like I said, the technology, people been out here. So when, I started getting the hang of it, and I had completed the program and got an interview with University of Penn.
Right.
And my brother just ground me up the other day about this. He sat me down for a mock interview, right?
Right.
And, he's like, all right, well, tell me something. He like they questioned. He's like, man, tell me something about yourself. And I was just talking fast. Talking fast. And we couldn't get through. We couldn't get through our mock interview because he just kept on laughing. He kept laughing like, yo, what is wrong with you? I'm like, man, that's like, and one of the first questions he asked me, like, all right, tell me something about yourself. But when I went in the interview, their first question was, when was your last job?
Dang.
My last job, I was a orderly in the jail.
Mm-hmm.
Cleaning up the counselor office, the unit manager office, stuff like that. But when they said that, I was like scared. But once I started talking about it, and because it's like, we do all the cleaning on the campus. So, because I work for facilities and real estate. So we make sure the whole campus is good. So, but once I started talking, and my experience, I got in there, most of the jobs, I never worked in the kitchen. So most of the jobs are orderly jobs. It's clean in the jail. So I felt comfortable. And before I went to the interview, I'm going just a regular 3 button.
I knew you was going to talk about the dress.
Listen. I was going with the 3 button, with the jeans and the sneaks.
Mm-hmm.
My brother said, nah, you got to dress.
Mm-hmm.
I went to an interview, man, I was sharp.
It's crazy. People really still dress like you originally was going to dress.
No, listen. I went in there sharp. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
I went best dressed that day.
That's right.
They said.
That's how you supposed to show up.
They said, you mean business. So, I ended up getting a job, and I got the job. It got frustrating at one time because I got the letter.
He right here. Your bro right here.
Yeah, I got the letter. I got the letter saying that I got the job. I want to thank Key for helping me get in the program. I want to thank Key for helping me get in the program. Like, I'm grateful for that, like, to this day. Like, forever indebted, right? And when I when I got the job, I couldn't start because they was doing the background check. They already know I had a criminal record, but they still had to wait for it to clear. And so when everybody else in the program started, I didn't start with them. So, all the money that people was giving me, all I'm doing is spending because I'm still in the halfway house. I'm just spending. I'm not making no money. So I started getting frustrated. So now that's one of the times where as though I almost deviated. Because I'm calling guys like, yo, listen, man. They playing with this job. I'm out here. I'm broke. Put me on something. And they laugh at me like, man, you tripping, man. You got to be patient. And that's what I used to get frustrated about because everybody be like, just be patient. Just be patient. And I'm like, you telling me to be patient, but you already got it.
Right.
But they know what they talking about. They know what they talking about because, like they tell me, people didn't get this overnight.
Right.
They didn't get this overnight. But that's something I wasn't understanding. I want it right now. Like, I need it right now. I'm standing on the bus stop. And it's not that, because when I first came home, one of my homies gave me a car, but I never had a license. He like, you come get the car as soon as you get your license. But that motivated me. And that was another time I was embarrassed because the first time I took my license test, I'm listening to this guy who had got me in there, like, faster than what I could get in there. And he like, man, oh, this how they gonna be looking, park like this, park like that. I'm in a little teeny ass car, man. I don't know what I felt my first time. I was distraught.
Right.
My brother made a joke about it. I'm talking about I'm mad. So when I went and got my license, the second time around I got my license, I was just excited.
Right.
But I'm driving, but like I said, I'm supposed to start a job, but I don't ain't got no gas money. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no gas money, so I'm calling my homie, yo, man, put me on something real quick, man. They laughing like, man, come get a couple dollars. And that's the type of friends you need.
Yes.
So when I did get in, like I told myself, like, I'm not playing. I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna keep this job because the first day 90 day probation before you could actually keep your job.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm working hard. I never late. Always know I'm gonna work. And from that point, I was like, I know, my purpose out here. Like, there's no games being played. I'm trying to achieve this. I'm going to achieve it. I got other goals that I want to achieve. I'm going after it. And I didn't realize that, my process was moving smoothly because until people started like, yo, you did that already? Like, you came out here, you got a license. You came out here and you got this.
You
got
meant business.
That. Like, oh, you ain't playing.
That's right.
And like I said, my transition was smooth because of my support system, though. Because like I said, they beat me in the head with, just be patient. Just be patient. Just be patient. And sometimes I could move a little fast and I can't say I don't still make bad decisions, but it's not detrimental to where as though it's gonna put me in a situation where as though I'm gonna be behind them bars. Because I'm gonna tell you the truth, I don't think about the streets no more.
Good. One of your cousins just said, we're also happy that we're also happy that you're out, cousin. And Terry said, so glad that you're doing what you need to do so that you can better your life.
Yeah, like I said, that support system.
Right.
Like, my cousins, they had hit me up, or we in a group chat, and they always gonna motivate me.
Right.
And motivate the other cousins. Like, they always gonna motivate you to do right, because they know how I was coming up as a youngster. As a young boy, like, I wanted the fast money. But even when I go through financial hardship now, I really don't look at the streets. And I mean it with all my heart. Like, I don't look at the streets. Like, cause I know what it's hitting for.
Do you feel like you have somebody that'll hold you accountable? Like, if it was a thought in your mind, is there anybody who you could call and just talk to? Like, look, I just need to talk. Like,
yeah, like my cousins, like they always like, if you just need to talk, call me. They just text me, checking up on you. My brother, yo, what's on your mind? You know what I'm saying? Like they don't be playing.
right.
Like even my grandma, before she passed, and the thing about her just passing, right? Before I came home, she used to always say, "I just want to be here when you get home," and I was able to have 2.5 years with her. I was able to have 2.5 years with her. Despite me being and I was in the halfway house. You got certain times you go out, you got to do this, you got to do that. But I always made it to her house every day to sit with her. Whether even we ain't talking, we watching her shows.
Y'all sitting, y'all spending
We
time.
spending our time together. If I go up there, I don't even like animals. I'm walk a dog whenever I'm up there.
It's so crazy because I still remember remember what the house used to
Listen,
look like.
you really used to spend the night over there all
I used
the
to
time.
spend the night over there. Y'all used to spend the night over the house. Like,
You know what I'm saying?
I was dug in.
You was really in there.
Seriously, that's
You know
so
what I'm
crazy.
saying?
But it's so crazy because I still kept in contact with you, Brandon, and T. Like, y'all three. It's so funny because I'm like, yeah, Ty gonna be on my show. They're like, who you talking about, T.Y.?
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, well, I call him Ty. There was T.Y. and all this, and okay.
You already know, but it's like
Yeah.
like I said, my transition went smooth. I can't say it was always smooth, cause
the best part about everything, you got through it all.
Yeah, and I'm grateful. Listen, when I used to lay in that bunk, everything, the NTAs, my grandma, grandpa, even my mom, my pop, my uncles, people, old heads from the block, whatever. Like, you start remember everything they told you.
Right.
Whereas though, about the decisions you was making as a youngster. Like, listen, man, you keep doing that, you gonna end up here.
Right.
And you remember that. I talk vividly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You remember when you was being bad in school and teachers like, you need to stop that. Like, you gonna need your education and all that. Like, even when I was going to King's, skipping school, wanted to
Shake said he's proud of you.
Like, yeah, man, that's my man right there, man. That's my man right there. And, we've been, listen, and that was another thing, right? We always hustled. I was always a hustler, right? But I ain't hustled drugs. And I used to come to school with more money than a lot of guys who was out there selling packs. Because we was messing with selling t-shirts at concerts. Going on the road. Like, I go to North Carolina today, right? We'd drive there. I leave school early, go down there, make a whole lot of cash. But we coming back the same night and then going to school. But we going to go buy a bunch of weed, a bunch of liquor, and sit in the lunchroom and gamble all day.
Right.
And when the teachers was telling me, listen, man, I'm telling you, this is what you need to do. You not listening. I flunked 9th grade, right? Because I never wanted to go to 7th period, which was a computer class. And the teacher always say, this is the future.
And it is.
We had the floppy disk.
Oh,
so
y'all
know how old I am. He had the floppy disk.
He all this shit. I don't know nothing about no floppy disk.
Listen, so he had the floppy disk. He used to always say,
right.
this is the future. Never thought that technology
would come so far, and we would be here for it.
We was kids falling asleep on the phone with our little girlfriend. Somebody, I wish I could see you. Now you can fall asleep FaceTime.
Yep.
So it's just like, it's time, and a lot of people was like, you wasn't scared for that. No, because like I said, I was at somewhere where as though I was in tune. So that wasn't really a culture shock. But I'm going to tell you which was a culture shock, and I'm still careful to this day, how the young boys out here just running around. Like, I won't stop at no gas stations at nighttime.
Right.
I don't just go to any store. I ain't pulling up any store. If I go out, I'm going out somewhere I feel safe. If I go somewhere and there's 1,000 young boys with tattoos on their face and masks on, I am not getting out. And
it's sad that Philly has come to that. Because you know what? That actually hurt my money, to be honest with you.
Listen.
Because I literally, like, my business is literally me going to people's houses and doing parties and stuff. And I'm just like, I'm not going to no strangers' houses no more doing these parties. You don't know what neighborhood you're in. You don't know what you're walking into. Times have changed.
And I tell, like, any youngers that want to listen, right? I tell them, them people got something waiting for you. And they giving time out like it's Halloween, like it's free candy.
Right.
Just knock on the door, they gonna give it to you.
Right.
And I'm dead serious. Like, they don't budge. They not gonna budge. The judge that gave me my time, he died before I came home.
Damn.
You think he cared about giving me my time?
Damn.
You think he cared about getting my time? You gonna lose family members. You gonna lose friends. And you gonna feel lonely in there. All that I'm riding with you till you die. Dudes is not riding with you. Chicks is not riding with you. They gonna move on with their life. You know what I'm saying? They gonna move on with their life. I'm telling you, I got homies in there, man. Cold killers. Cold hustlers. You know what they saying? Man, I just want a chance. Just give me a chance. And I had several homies since I've been coming home. Cause and it was some laws that have been passed in 2018. I know I don't do the political thing. But Trump did sign a bill, the First Step Act, whereas though I didn't benefit from it because I had a violent crime. I did benefit from it because I got 5 months off my sentence.
Okay.
Right? But you got guys with drug cases who coming home because how the drug ratio was. Back when Reagan signed that bill, 100-1 from crack to cocaine disparity. So you got guys who was getting caught with a little bit of crack who was doing 20 and 30 years, where you got, these other suburban neighborhoods with people getting caught with cocaine and they only getting 5 and 6 years.
Right.
So it's just on the tip where it's though, like, a bill was signed in 2018 that helped a lot of guys get home. And then when COVID hit, you had the compassionate release, whereas though you had a certain amount of time and it was up to your judge to let you go home. And a lot of guys got home like that. And a lot of guys, if you look at the recidivism of rape, it's not high. Guys who came home off of that compassionate release or the CARES Act, they not going back. Like, they out here really doing something.
Right.
So if you got a good support system, people who willing to hold you accountable, you gonna make it. And you gotta drive. You gotta have drive, because people waiting for things to fall in their lap.
Right.
And it just don't work like that. There's nothing gonna fall in your lap. Nothing is given. You gotta work for it.
Yes, you do.
And you gotta be willing to work for it. So I'm like this. If I gotta go to work, I go to work every day. Feet and back be killing me. I ain't used to this.
Call out?
Listen, sometimes I do call out. Okay. But I'm just saying, like, I work hard for this money.
Right.
So when somebody who's sitting around all day, not doing nothing, text me talking about you got $2-3, can you cash every $2 or $3, man? You gotta get something to eat. You can't buy sandals with $2 or $3, so I don't even know why you texting me that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I work hard for this money, so this money just don't leave my pockets easy.
Right.
Listen, I'm willing to help any and everybody. People know I'm gonna give you a shirt on my back. At the same time, like, if you ain't trying to do nothing with yourself, and I didn't try to help you on a number of occasions, you gotta show me you really willing to change and do something with yourself.
Right.
Like, I don't work hard to give you all my money.
Yeah.
And then some people feel entitled, like, dang, like, it's only 2 or 3. Yeah, you should have it.
Yeah, exactly.
You should have it. Like, I work hard every day.
$2 or $3. Yeah.
I leave the house every day at 4:30 in the morning.
Right. Absolutely.
And you laying around, you sleep all day, and then sometimes you want to, whether it's for a drug or liquor. No, I don't do
Not
that.
even a necessity.
Yeah,
a habit or a want.
Like I said, as far as my rehabilitation is, like, you know how it's frowned upon in the black community as far as seeing therapists. like I even took the step to go see a therapist.
And how you feel about it?
I felt good because it be unlocking things that you didn't know you was holding on to.
I remember the first time I went to see a therapist. I was dealing with grief, just like loss of people, and I still go through that sometimes, like loss and survival remorse. But when I was going there, I was like, this is not helping me. And I'm like, I'm telling her, like, I'm getting it all out. But I'm like, you can't really help me. I'm like, what I'm dealing with is grief. And the only thing that helps grief is time. But I didn't realize it was the release.
Listen, you know what I was dealing with? I didn't know how to say no.
I used to do that.
Listen, my brother was like, listen, man, you gotta start telling people no. Yes. I don't know how to say no.
No is a one-word sentence.
It was so to the point where though I was spreading myself so thin because I was trying to do for each and every, because I feel like I owe everybody. Mm-hmm. Or even if somebody didn't do nothing for me, I just feel like man, somebody helped me, so I gotta help the next person. Mm-hmm. And I was spreading myself so thin when it came to that. But now, I went to therapy. I know how to say no. I still say yeah a whole lot, but I do know how to say no now.
Yeah, somebody said don't support people's habits.
Yeah, like I know how to say no.
That was one of my issues. They said givers need to have limits because takers don't. And that's absolutely true.
Like, I'm going to put a person before my needs. Like if you
don't do that no more.
No, but that's what I had to learn going to therapy.
And people don't understand, right, that when you're a giver or when you have a kind heart, that no is not always as easy as people think it is. Because you don't want to see people in bad. Just whatever your reason is for not saying no. Like, it's not as easy as people think it is.
See, I gotta. My thing is, right, I really care what people think about me.
Don't care.
No, this something I had
to learn. Do you
still
still feel like that?
No, some days I do, some days I don't. But I had to learn. This something I'm learning. Mm-hmm. Is though, like, somebody who asking you for something, they don't got it. So how can they look down on you if you say you don't have it?
Right.
So I'm starting to learn, like, all right, if I don't have it, I'm not gonna spread myself thin. Whereas though I gotta come ask somebody else for some type of help because I didn't give you my last.
Oh, hold on. We about to wrap up soon. So if anybody wants to call in with a question or two or three, it's gonna be like 3 is the 2. If anybody wants to call in with a question, you can definitely call in. I cannot say the number verbally because TikTok will block me. However, it is on the flyer, so y'all got 5 minutes to call in. So anybody who wants to call in, if you want to ask Ty or myself a question, you are welcome to do so. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so, it's like, I just got to stay steadfast and true to myself as I still go through rehabilitation. Because, again, it's certain things why, like I said, the reason why I don't put myself in bad situations where it's though, well, I'm going to out to eat or to a certain place to get a drink or a certain store to stop at, because I know what I'm willing to do.
Right.
And then I know the consequences of what I'm willing to do. So I'm not going to let nobody trick me out my spot. Whereas though, you might try me because you don't feel like I'm a threat or I'm dangerous. Like, that still be in you. Mm-hmm. I'm saying? So it's like, nah. To avoid all that, I'm not going to put myself in that type of situation whereas though I got to go ahead and do something that I'm going to regret in the long run.
Right.
So that's still part of rehabilitation too.
Absolutely.
I
feel like it's just basically making better choices.
Yeah, it is. And like I said, with the support, like, some guys come out here with no support system. And they still get it done. Mm-hmm. Then you got other guys who come out here with great support systems and get it done. Mm-hmm. Then you got guys who just don't want to change. Mm-hmm. So you gotta want it. You really have to want it when it comes to rehabilitation. Right. Like, mine ain't start once I came home. Mine started in prison. Mm-hmm. Taking classes. I'm taking classes, victim impact.
When you take classes, is that optional for you?
It's optional, but I took victim impact. Now I understand how I affected the victims of my crime. It could be somebody, me robbing a bank, right? the stuff that happened inside that bank that day. You got people who wear as though they might not ever want to walk in the bank again.
Trauma.
So you got to start understanding like the trauma and how you affected others that was in the bank that day. So like that's something like I said.
You know what? Now that you mention that class, you know what? I think they should have classes like that. First of all, my own personal opinion. Oh, we have a call. We have a call. Hold on. I'm sorry. Talking with Tahnia. Who are we talking to? Hello?
How you doing, Mr. Shake?
Hey, Shake.
What's up, Shake?
What's going on?
You gotta turn your volume down because we're getting the feedback. Wait a minute, y'all. Shake is turning his volume down. Yes, you have a question for Ty? Yep.
Yeah. I don't have a question. I just want to give up some praise to it. That's right.
Shizzy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you showed a big change when you came home. From who you was when we were younger, chasing that paper, selling them t-shirts.
Man, you already know,
And
man.
I just want to let you know I'm proud of you. And it's a big deal. It was a big deal to see you come home. Yes, sir. And change your life all the way around.
Man, listen, I appreciate it, and I appreciate y'all. Y'all letting me in, man, and continue the friendship we had from way back. We a little closer now than we was back then. You know what I'm saying? As men, and like I said, I come home and I watch y'all guys. You know what I'm saying? As family men. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm coming to family events now and all that, and it's motivation. My man Shiz, like I'm saying, Shiz was the other one. He in the background ad-libbing, but that was my co-defendant on my Delaware case. You know what I'm saying? That's my co-defendant on my Delaware case. And like you know what I'm saying? I love you too. And he out here doing what he need to do for his family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he know how I feel about the kids and how I used to be on them. Like, yo, make sure them kids straight. Make sure them kids straight. And he really listened to me and said he, you know what I'm saying? Right. So, that's my guy. They my guys right there, man. They them everyday guys right there, man. I love y'all boys, man.
Thank y'all for calling in.
And I hope y'all got some money today down the Eagles game, man. Go Birds.
Yeah, go Birds. Go Birds.
All right, y'all.
All right, appreciate it.
Okay. That was nice.
Yeah, that's my squad right there, man. Like I said, these guys I be around, like my man Shake, like it be motivation. Like I see what you got going on, and it's like I surround myself around people like that because it has something to do with your company.
Absolutely.
And even though at this age, some people be forced into peer pressure. And we too old. Listen, I'm too old for all that, man. Like it's like this side, like the stuff that one thing I do know is about guys did a lot of time. The stuff we ain't appreciate before, we appreciate now. Talking about the smallest things.
The smallest things.
Like you don't understand, like going in your own refrigerator, sleeping in your own bed. That's big.
So if you could, we want to get ready to close one out. This has been a very good interview. Like I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for the interview. I'm happy for everything that happened tonight. And you have been very informative, very open and transparent. If you can leave these people with one message, something to go by, something to live by, something to remember you by, what would that be?
Just be true to yourself. And always take a step back to make the right decision. Sometimes you might make the wrong decision, and we learn from our life experiences. But just be true to yourself, and always have good character, because it's gonna open up a lot of doors for you. When you got good character, it's gonna open up a lot of doors, and always just be patient. Something I learned, because one thing about God, no matter what you call God, doesn't make no mistake. what's meant for you is going to be for you. And what's not meant for you, you won't have. You might think it's good for you, which is really bad for you. And what you think is bad for you might really be good for you. So, understand that. I appreciate Tahnia for having me. This is my family. I love her to death. And she made a post, and I commented on the post, and she got me on the show.
Being right.
And again, I want to thank everybody who showed their support and they love. You know, after my grandma passed just the other day, again, I'm going to get back to everybody personally and you know, respond to y'all. But, you know, I love my family. I love everybody supporting me. I want to thank everybody who's supporting me. And please go get Money Takers 1 and Money Takers 2. And follow me on the gram at Money Takers 066. Follow me on Facebook at Ty Stratton. And follow me on TikTok. I think my name is Momo Banks.
I tagged him in everything.
All right.
So be sure to follow me as well.
Yeah.
Because if you follow me, you can easily get to him. But on a serious note, so here on TikTok, I actually do the live interviews. And then I post small clips on here and on Instagram. And in a few days, I'll post the entire interview on YouTube. So the way to get to me is Talking with Tahnia on everything. Talking with Tahnia on IG, Talking with Tahnia on TikTok, and Talking with Tahnia on YouTube. So be sure to follow us. We love you. We appreciate everybody. And y'all have a great night. I don't want to trip over this rug.